Okay, my next project is to replicate this bar. But this bar, as you can see, is very, very worn out. The dimension at this location here should be consistent all the way up to the end. This cutout part should measure this portion here, and this cutout part should also measure this portion here. There's a bearing that rides here and a bearing that rides here. First, well, I already got the steel hung. Here it is. I even got steady rust on this time. I've never used it before. And according to the numbers, I'm within, I don't know, maybe half a thou. If I remove this, put it over here, I am again within a half a thou. So that bar is pretty darn straight on that machine. Now, I've never cut anything this hard before yet. Everything I've done has been aluminum. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to lock the carriage. Now feed it nice and gently. Wow, my first facing. Beautiful. Hey, for the first time, I'm freaking impressed, man. Wow. I really did good.
Did ya?
I did. I mean, as far as I know, I did good. Okay, I'll fasten that down. I already got the center hole ready for the tailstock. Everything is oh, hell, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about.
Okay.
So anyway, this is the part that we want to match. Except you want to fix that and that. Gotta add a key slot, keyway in there also, and I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. Probably with the milling attachment. Anyway, let's take some measurements. So this is 1 1/4. I already have it marked at 1 1/4. So let's take a diameter measurement. So 0.785. That's the diameter we want to turn that. And the finish isn't too bad. I just got to get to that mark and we'll check a measurement. that should be about it right there. Perfect. I do have to go, actually, I should probably cut this whole thing, because I do have to get it to this width anyway. So I will continue. Oh, thanks, baby. Alright, this bar is exactly 4 inches, or I'm sorry, 6 inches long. So that's what we want to replicate. Alright, coming up on the 6-inch mark. And that's it, right there. Give it a little room, and then we'll use the cutoff tool to cut this piece off.
Well, you didn't even drink the other coffee yet.
Huh?
You didn't even drink the other coffee yet.
No.
Ew!
What?
Box bug or whatever.
Oh,
Is that what it is?
it's a bug.
I hate bugs.
I hate bugs. Yummy. Isn't she lovely?
Lovely.
Okay. Enough jerking around here. Let's pull the tool out.
No, you're putting the tool in.
I'm putting the tool in, man.
Not pulling it out.
Don't pull it out. Put it in. Get the cutoff tool ready. Make sure that this is square. Make sure we're at 6 inches. Close enough. I'll go a little bit bigger, just to be safe. Actually, you know what? I need to grind that down first. Let me redo that. Put that back on there. 790,000. What is it at right now? It's 894. 894. So we gotta take off another 100 thousandths. So if I cut 50, that will give us our 100. I don't know if I'll be able to take this amount off. This is quite a bit. Okay, I just did, I think, the final pass. Let's see where it ended right here. That's 1.25 inches. That's a beautiful thing. Now this should be 785. 786. 790. So we're going to take another little pass just to shave it down. Now it's got to match this edge, and that edge doesn't have any kind of bolt to hold the pulley on. The pulley is held on with a set screw. So I'm going to shave that down a little bit better, a little bit more. Just a little bit more, and that should be good. Start the machine and feed. Barely see, it's just removing a shave. Alright, just came in contact with the dial indicator. And there we have it. Almost there. And stop. Nice and smooth too. Alright, let's check. 0.786. And the original. So I guess that's good enough, 785. That should be good. I can always fine-tune that with a little bit of emery cloth later down the road. So now we got to take the part and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to part it off here. Put this end into the chuck and then cut this down to match that, because the bearing seat's there and right here. So let's make that happen. Let's part it. So we'll put the parting tool on. Let's square it up. Tighten that baby up. Make sure that this baby doesn't turn. Okay. What am I doing? I am cutting the bar in half.
Oh.
And I finally figured out, because it was making all kinds of noise and chattering and grinding and everything. I had to add the tailstock to support this end while I cut over here, and gotta use a lot of oil. Okay, got the part cut off, and this is what we have. And this is the original, which is the one I'm rebuilding. This is the pulley side. As you can see, it's just got a center in it. Here's my center. So now I'm gonna remove the excess metal out of the excess stock out of the chuck, and then I'm gonna chuck up the pulley side this way and work on the bearing side. So we'll see. New parts installed. Here's the pulley end. I'm going to put a 45 on the end there for a finishing touch before I go working on the bearing side. Nice. Not sharp anymore. Good. So that'll work. Okay, let's turn it around and start putting in a bearing here and at the end. We're chucking up the pulley edge right now, or the pulley side, and that would be this side here. Now I've got to cut for the inner race of the bearing here and here. Now let me get this chucked up, and we'll face that edge off and give it a nice 45 to get rid of that sharpness. So, oh, and there's Harley. Harley was diagnosed with cancer. Harley, you okay? Yeah. You poor little kitty. And a little low there. You know what? I'm not going to be too picky about this. Alright, well, we're in by a half a thou. Good enough. I'm not going to fret over it. Let's check over here. This is where my big concern is, because I don't want any wobbly shafts in the machine. So, and I don't know the right way to fix that. I might just use a steady rest just for the sheer accuracy of the work. I want this to be, being that this is my very first real job, I want it to be as nice as possible. Okay, maybe I'm being a bit of a stickler here, but I want this bar to be perfect. What can I say? So I'm going to set up the I don't know what the hell you call it, just to make sure that it's spinning center, and then I'll drill a center in the end. Yeah, I know I probably shouldn't be wearing this sweater. I can hear it now. Good. Good, 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 good. And now we have a nice center. Good, 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 good. Now this is where the pulley starts. Okay, and that's that edge right there. Now I got to build the bearing where the bearing seats. Right there. And right there. This dimension has to extend up to where my nail is right here. I can even go a little bit longer, which would be fine. And then from here to here, that's how far from the pulley out to the beginning of the bearing seat. Okay, so I guess the first thing we want to do is make a first pass. So I don't want to go any less than 0.67 to start with. So we'll just start cutting. Okay, I sped it up a little bit because I was tired of waiting. And I feel a little bit more confident with what this machine can do. But now I see smoke. Now the bit is smoking. I don't know if you can see the smoke, but once we get to the chuck, we're done, except we just gotta check, make sure the bearings fit. And we are done. Okay, first pass is done. The pulley area is here. That's chucked up. Now I did the first pass here. Now I have to do the second pass, which will hold the pulley here, which would be here, and here, which would be somewhere around here. I also have to thread the ends so that this bolt, or that screw, Allen screw, will screw in there and everything will be done. So I gotta take another pass to fit a 6003Z bearing, and that's, I believe, 17 millimeters, which is the same thing as 0.6693 inches wide. I don't know if you could read that, but it's at 695. So we got to get a measurement from here to the edge of this lip here, which is where the bearing seats. And it can go a little bit longer, it's okay, because there are C-clamps that hold it, or C-clips that hold everything into place within the frame of the machine. So in this case, what I think I will do is I will go 2 inches. Let's scribe 2 inches in first. Okay, up to that mark is where we need to be. 20 thousandths off to start. Let's see what happens when we get to the 2-inch mark. And we are back. So 0.6693 0.672. Okay, here we go. Okay, we did our final pass here, and
So all day long, and all you have is a smaller piece of steel.
that's it. Just a
Oh
smaller
my God.
piece. Just a smaller piece of steel. That's it. I can't. Well, I did it. I had to pull the tailstock back and physically check the bearing, and it's a little loose there on the end where I started. Good thing I checked. But now it doesn't want to go in past that point. So I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I think I will shave a little bit more off. Just a hair. But then that's it. I mean, I can't go any further, otherwise it's going to be too loose. So I'm going for it. I just don't really have a choice. Turn it on. I am so nervous right now. I don't want to ruin this. Okay, what I think I've decided I'm going to do is, because I'm so close in tolerance with this bearing, and it gets on at about this point, but from here on it's unbelievably tight. So what I'm going to do, which I've already started, I'm going to cut the relief from here to here, because the next bearing seats right there. So there's one bearing that seats here, and another bearing that seats here. And there's a relief from here to here to allow you to put the first bearing on. You're going to have to bang it to this point, then it slides, and then you got to push it in the position here. So what I'm going to do, because it's so tight here, I'm going to create the relief first. Then I'll just use emery cloth until I get the bearing to fit nicely on this section, and then I'll complete this section later. So let's put the relief in. Now that we have the relief cut here, the bearing fits there, almost. I still got to grind that down. I've got to shave a little bit off here, and then put the keyway in. So let's start that. Okay, we'll take a measurement. 0.6714. That's good, baby. I did good. I could probably... Yeah, 0.6693 is what I want, and I'm at 0.672. So I'm 0.03 over. But that's close enough. I could file that. Undo this. Undo that. Undo that. Slide that out of the way. See, babe, check this out. See that bearing? It's fit perfectly on there. Now it's a little tight there, and that's okay. But this one also has to, that little distance there also has to fit the bearing. But I can't check that until I fix this a little bit.
Wait a minute. How can it fit both when one's bigger?
What do you mean?
When this is bigger down here. Oh, is this big, thin, big?
Right, big,
Oh,
thin,
okay.
big.
I didn't notice the...
This is thin, so that once you get the first bearing past it, it just slides. You know, then I can move it to here and then fit it tightly.
But right now, that one and that one should be the same.
Should be close to the same, right? And that's...
So you need to do just a tiny bit?
I got to do a tiny bit more here and a tiny bit more here. So, and then I get to cut the keyway. And that'll be right here.
Oh my God.
And then the part's done. Oh, no, and then I got to thread I gotta thread the
Well,
hole.
what's the skinny stuff there?
That's where the machine got wore
No,
out.
I mean where you still have to do that.
No, this
In
is
here?
this isn't supposed to be there.
Oh, really?
That's not supposed to be there, and this little
Uh-huh.
dark area isn't supposed to be there.
Oh.
This here is supposed to be the same width all the way across up to this point.
Wait a minute. Wait. This is supposed to be this width or this width?
This width,
The bigger one.
the bigger one.
Really?
Yeah, and the machine wore out, and that's what happened. When a bearing seizes in the machine, the bearing freezes.
Right, and then it just
and the
grinds and
shaft
grinds
keeps
and grinds.
turning, and it grinds the shaft down.
Oh,
So-
I thought you had to make it like that.
No, we gotta.
That's the
that's
problem.
That's the problem. That's the problem,
Ah.
and that's the problem. So this is correct, and this is
Oh.
correct. That's why I'm redoing the shaft, because I need
Now,
this and this.
where's the rest of this piece? Shouldn't it be longer like that?
And this piece?
Uh-huh.
That's in the chuck.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Right,
Is
and
it? Okay.
and that's pretty much set. The pulley sits on there. There's a pulley here. There's a pulley here. Here. The bearing sits here. This is a little undercut to slide the bearing up to this point. And then here to here is here to here.
See how that looks kind of threaded? Is
Yeah.
it supposed to?
Yep, that's the mark.
Do you have to thread that?
See, that's the mark of a lathe.
Do you
Nope.
have to?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Why?
Because that's just grinding. That's grinding from a lathe. A lathe created that, just like this machine.
Oh, but just didn't do it as smooth.
It just, they did it quickly just to get it done. So that's
Okay,
why
and
you
yours
get
was
that.
smoother?
That's why you get that
Ridge-like.
record player feel.
Oh,
They did it quickie.
you're so smart, baby.
Me, I'm taking more time because this is my, first big,
Initial, yeah.
big job. So you won't get that real
Being proud.
quick.
Herb, I gotta get something on. I got a cold.
So, all right. Well, let me get some sandpaper, and we're gonna go to town on these on these sections here. Check the bearing. That feels just about right up to that point. It's a little loose there, so I'm not even going to touch that, but that's okay, because a gear about this wide fits on the shaft, so we're okay. Oh, that's a perfect fit. Perfect fit. Beautiful. Okay, and the shaft is almost done. This is what I got. I still have to cut the keyway right there, and I gotta thread the end. It goes on tight. There, that's one. That's tight. And two. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna cut a keyway. I do have the milling attachment. So somehow I'm going to have to figure out how to clamp the bar into this milling attachment without damaging it. Well, let's figure it out. Okay, I got the set screws out. I'm going to have to wipe out that inside so it lays a little flat. So let's see if this fits now. Ah, perfect. Lays on there perfect. Yep, that was it. And that's the milling attachment. Voila. So now I can cut the keyway. So let me get the set screws and the pins put into place, and we'll begin that process. Okay, well, there's the milling attachment. Oh man. Now I just gotta mount the bar. Here's the old bar, and here's the new bar. You could see the difference. But right now, what I would like to do is figure out a way to securely mount that here. And technically this should be okay, because nothing in the machine comes in contact with this area. So even if I do mar it up a little bit, that would be fine. Okay. Everything should be square now. So when I go to crank the handle, it stays within about 1/1000th of an inch. And that should be good. Okay, did some math here, and this is what I've come up with. I brought the bar right to the edge of the keyway cutter. Now the bar is 669 thousandths of an inch wide. Half of that is 334 thousandths of an inch. Now that I brought the bar up to the edge of the keyway cutter, I want to move it in half that distance, which will bring the keyway cutter edge directly underneath the center line of the shaft. But I don't want that. I want to go even further. I want to go an extra half the width of the keyway cutter. Half of that, 186 thousandths of an inch, is 93 thousandths of an inch. So now that I came in contact with the keyway cutter, I want to go a total of 427 thousandths of an inch, and that should put me directly center line in the center of the shaft. Got the dial indicator all set up, came in contact with the keyway cutter. Now I want to move that dial indicator, 427 thousandths of an inch, which is just under half an inch. So, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 27.5 thousandths of an inch. So we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, and 27. Right there. And that technically should put me right in the middle. And it looks like I'm there. Okay, now I have the depth indicator set up to do 1/8 of an inch. As I'm cutting, I'm going to go 1 full turn plus 25. And that will give me the 1/8 of an inch I'm looking for. 0 is right when the blade comes in contact with the bar. And let's hope for the best, because if I make a mistake here, I gotta start this whole project over again. And this took me all weekend. I've never done this before, so learning as I go. We shall see. I could really feel it pulling in. It's cutting away. Looks like it's cutting too much down here, not enough up here. So I'm going to have to angle it a little better. We'll go up by 1 degree. Oh, too much. There's 1 degree. Make sure those are tight. Try this again. That's nice. Now that looks like an even edge, very even. So that's good. Alright, what I'm going to do, because I don't want to climb mill unless I have to, I think what I will do is I will feed it in. What's that, babe?
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going really good.
I'm a dork.
You are.
Look.
Oh, you look good. You got little flowers and little earmuffs.
I was going to put the little peace sign thing there, but I thought, I'm so dorky I'm not putting a peace sign. Not on this one.
All right, baby, here, check it out.
It's going?
Yeah, check it out. I made two passes. I had to make an adjustment after the first pass.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
How do you know how wide?
I'm just going by what the old part was.
No, I mean, how do you... That tool, you have different sizes?
Yeah, I have different thicknesses. So,
Cool, baby.
yeah.
Oh.
All right, baby. Here we go. This is it. Center that up there. Turn it on. Add some oil. And raise it up. Ah! Locked up.
What?
It locked up. I hate when that happens. Alright, well, after doing the milling and having that nasty little jam up, yeah, I finally threaded the end here, as you can see, with the screw in there. And here is the final product. Compared to the old one. Hopefully it works. It should. It's not a very critical part in the machine. And for being a first kind of real turning for me, it was definitely a learning experience. Thanks for watching.